The voices of "Please heal her, please heal her" were the ones of the nuns who were worried about the accident and prayed around Mrs. Suzuki. Fortunately, she was not seriously injured, but had only minor cracks in his ribs. And she had the following experiences during her arrest after the accident. I had no memory before and after falling down the stairs, but the memory of that mysterious light was vividly burned into my mind. The dazzling afterglow of light and the sharpened sensation were unforgettable. I was filled with limitless bliss and lying on bed in an ecstatic mood. The next day, I was finally able to walk and wanted to breathe in the outside air, so I dragged my painful body to the window. When I opened the window, I saw the autumn countryside. The rice field after harvesting continued far away, and the rice was being hung in bundles. Looking at the idyllic scenery, I suddenly remembered that I was in the suburbs of Nara. When the refreshing scent of rice spread in my chest, suddenly a big impression pierced my body. Rice and soil, light and wind, everything in nature, and everything in the universe are all in a wonderful order, each playing its own role, and in harmony, and burning. It was a strong emotion that resembled an inspiration. It felt like I realized the sense of unity with the universe, with the depths of my soul, not with my head, but with my entire body. It was far beyond the experience of falling scales from the eyes. I wonder if such a state of bliss lasted for about 3 days. As the body healed, the feeling of elation diminished, and eventually I gradually returned to my daily calm state. However, after the experience of being surrounded by that light, everything changed in me, as if I had reached another dimension. Many things I had been worried about until then seemed very small, and my life was refreshing and clear, as if the fog had cleared at all once. And in my heart a word echoed like the sound of a beautiful bell. The important thing is to know and love. That's the only thing that matters. Through the mysterious events that happened to her after that experience, Mrs. Suzuki deepens her conviction that the experience of encountering that light was not just a dream or a hallucination. The first is that the collagen disease she had been suffering from 5 to 6 years before the accident was completely cured after the accident. Collagen disease is an intractable disease of unknown cause. Her symptom was that when she suddenly got cold, her body became stiff. Her blood flow was stagnant, her hands turned blue like a dead, and sometimes she could barely breathe because of the pain. However, as a result of the examination, no fear was found that the blood vessels were clogged, and the doctor was surprised. The illness never recurred after that, and on the contrary, she has become to have a strong body without any illness since that experience. Another reason she was convinced that her experience was not a hallucination was reading a book about near-death experiences written by Raymond A. Moody Jr. She returned to Tokyo after the accident, and an English nun introduced Moody's Life After Life to her. Many episodes of near-death experiences are collected in it. Mrs. Suzuki was surprised when the nun began to say, "Some of the people who have near-death experiences seem to encounter light." The light is a living light. It's dazzling, but it's not too bright. If so, it's just the light she met. For the first time, Mrs. Suzuki learned that her experience was a near-death experience. By the way, you may not believe her story that the intractable illness was completely cured after the near-death experience. However, some such cases have actually been reported. A woman in the video linked below talked about her experience of a dramatic cure for her cancer after her near-death experience. I was impressed with her speech in many ways. If you are interested, please take a look. Finally, if you notice any mistakes in my English, could you please point it out? It helps me a lot. Thank you.